State's Rashida Kaba sat down with the executive director of NCCJ, whose goal is to reach young people while they're still impressionable. Rashida, they have a couple of programs getting ready to kick off that parents can sign their kids up for right now that specifically address racism.
Katie, that's exactly right. The first is called STARS, and it stands for Students Talking About Racism. The other is called Anytown. Both of them are multiple interactive work days where you can talk about racism and how to dismantle maybe some of those inherent biases in hopes of having a more hopeful world and less hate in our community. Authorities say racism led an 18-year-old white man to target and kill multiple black people at this grocery store in Buffalo, New York, Saturday.
It stuck with me for a lot of reasons, just personally. If I had been at that grocery store, I probably could have been shot based off of the shooter's motive, and that's something to have to sit with and carry with in and of itself outside of the work I do.
The work they're doing at the National Conference for Community and Justice has been to break down systems of racism. The Justice Department says in the state of North Carolina, hate crimes motivated by race and ethnicity have risen from 83 crimes to 148 between the years of 2018 and 2020. NCCJ has been holding workshops and retreats for young people in hopes of discussing ways to bring that number down.
We take about 68 students up to Blowing Rock, North Carolina for a week-long intensive residential experience for them to learn about themselves and other young people through the lens of diversity and inclusion.
The retreat, titled Anytown, lasts about a week and is for students ranging from high school sophomores to rising seniors. Through a series of workshops, students from a diverse background discuss racism, bigotry, and how they may not be aware of inherent biases.
What we really want to do is charge you to think about what are you going to do differently, right? And also to own the fact that all of us don't always speak up and do the things that we want to all the time.
All of this with the goal of turning students into people who consider inclusivity. They even have a shorter 3-day program called STARS that focuses on dismantling ideas of racism. While NCCJ does work with Guilford County Schools to get more students who exhibit behaviors that need this kind of training, Canada says sometimes it's difficult because parents aren't always on board.
That doesn't happen as often, I think, because if you're sort of afraid and fearful of having these conversations or just maybe confronting a bias that you have in that way, we would welcome that. We don't necessarily always get that.
And for adults, there's also a program that's already in existence, and it's through the Chamber of Commerce. It's called Other Voices, and it ranges from police officers to business owners, all the way to just workers in our community who are working towards a more inclusive community here in the Triad. And if you're a parent who wants to sign up your student for some of the NCCJ programs, go to nccjtriad.org. Live tonight in Greensboro, Rashida Kaba, Fox 8 News.
Rashida, thank you.